Because you can't leave your dog's poop in someone else's yard.
Yeah. I was hands-free for such a long time, but then I started being a dabber.
You think that everything upsets me. This is upsetting me. Telling me that everything upsets me. When I... Oh, you're talking about the...
We don't get tired.
Shut up.
No, that was just cute.
Was it cute?
Yeah, it was just cute.
Oh, thank God. Because it's embarrassing and kind of psychotic, but Becca appreciated. She was like, honestly, we can be psychotic soccer moms together if we have to be. Like, it is what it is. We cheer for our kids like that. It's fine. So, at least she doesn't care. Now, if I was there in person...
It's just funny.
All right.
Because your voice is going in and out and stuff, but...
I know, especially because when my thing went off, it was putting strain on this, I feel like. Like, it hurt.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, why does this little thing in my neck hurt so bad? And it's from screaming. I guess I don't have a professional career in screaming for the rest of my life.
No, I use different parts of your voice when you yell and when you scream.
Oh.
Because, like, my throat was sore and, like hot. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like it was on fire. And
we all were.
Yeah, because when I yell, it comes from a different part of my throat than when I scream.
Yeah, but I just imagine that because where this is sitting, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how it would be with that.
Ugh. All I know is it's too close to my vocal cords. And
but definitely citrus, I think, helps a throat. Oh, yeah. Because my grapefruit, I think, is what helped my throat. Because I lost my voice, too. But then all of a sudden, you know, after I ate, it was fine.
Yeah, see, and I was eating chicken noodle soup all day. So I did not want anything.
I don't think that does anything.
I didn't want anything. I didn't want anything cold. I wanted hot soup, and I didn't even want crackers in it. I was like, let me just drink this broth right now.
Yeah.
And hot tea. That's all I had all day.
Yeah,
soup and
hot
tea.
tea's good.
I couldn't even eat ice cream. Like, that's how bad it was. I was like,
right.
My God, I can't eat ice cream right now. What's wrong with me? And I ran out of soup. So I went hungry.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But, so last time we left off at talking about, like, we were going to watch Becca's fight. We had all that stuff coming up.
Yeah.
And now it's over.
Yes. There is this weight of relief
it's
off
huge.
My shoulders. I felt like I was sick to my stomach, nervous, because this was such a huge move, like from amateur to pro.
Right.
And I wasn't going to be there, so I was super emotional about it. But I was really excited to have a little mini watch party, and like it turned out to be slightly bigger than we planned, but who cares?
I think it was fun with everyone that was there.
The best people here that we could have possibly had. I think having my dad here was amazing because he loved every second of it.
Yeah.
And he cried more than once. He cried during the fight, and he cried as soon as he saw Becca when she came home. So it was really cool. Like she said, he gave her the biggest hug, and he just cried. And he told her he was proud of her, and she was like, it was so sweet.
Yeah, I think it's a different feeling when you see someone, you know, how she started out and then working her way up to see her body change and see her eat the things she had to eat and all that stuff. When you see someone go through that, you kind of feel like you're going along the ride with them. You know, and then get to see the final result. And to be like, oh, look what she's doing.
And that's why she said what she said about her fight. Like, that she did not step in that cage alone. She brought every single person that had any part in her life with her because we were all a part of that journey.
It's the same thing with bodybuilding. I think every individual sport like that, like you always have some type of support or team behind you.
Yeah.
So with that type of thing, it's never really like you do it alone.
Yeah.
You know, like for bodybuilding, like I had to be very into myself. And you had to take second.
Believe me, I know.
You know? Which I didn't treat you that way, though.
No, you did not.
But it's still, you had to support me, and you came backstage and sprayed me down with Pam. You know?
Now that's a memory I could do without. People think about like, oh, that sounds so sexy. You get to rub your hot boyfriend with abs all down with oil and stuff. I'm like, no, I was spraying my husband. I mean, well, at the time, my boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was spraying my boyfriend and his rock hard abs while he was wearing a banana hammock, and I was spraying him with cooking spray. Like,
yeah. And then we learned not to spray your feet. Because I was slipping and sliding.
Because you'll fall on stage. Oh my God. Oh, and I can tell you I was equally as nervous for you. I just didn't scream because it wasn't really a thing you did.
Right.
Like at fights, I learned that people scream and cheer. Like that was a thing. So I was like, okay, it's allowed here.
Right.
It's just like going to like kids sporting events. You learn when you cheer and when you don't.
You all did for my posing routine.
Of course we did. Because you were just doing it off the fly. You didn't rehearse anything. You just went up there and danced. And it did really well. Like everybody loved it. Like I had friends there at your first show at the Delaware who were there supporting other people that they knew. And they were like, oh my God, your boyfriend's routine was amazing. I'm like, yeah, you put a lot of work into it. No, the whole 1 minute he was up there. Like you did not plan that at all, which I loved.
Was it that one or the second one where I did plan something? It's just when I got out there, I totally forgot it.
It might have been the second one. The second one was just a hot mess from start to finish. The whole trip was like,
but it must be a thing with me because the same thing happened at our wedding. When I practiced this routine. The pony routine, I practiced this routine. And then when it came time, I was like, I just forgot everything.
But it worked out. You were at the bar. The music came on. You turned around and I heard the music and I said, oh Lord, that's Pony. I hear Pony right now. And I was like, I'm going to get Magic Mic'd right now.
And I was just doing what I knew to do. And I was just like, I hope this looks good.
And what's even better, so the worst part of that for me is that I don't have a video of it.
There's video of it?
I don't have it. I have been looking for that video forever. I knew Paula took a video.
I think I have
But she's gotten new phones a million times and she never posted that video. No one posted it on Facebook, so we're looking at the adult groups that didn't video or didn't post it on Facebook where I could have gotten it. And at the time, Snapchat was so big, that's all our friends were doing.
Yeah, so Snapchat goes away within a couple
24 hours, I couldn't get it. Yeah. And also, if they didn't save it, it wasn't for me.
Right.
I was like, this is horseshit because now I don't have a video. But I think the best part for me was this summer, my 30th birthday, I gave no fucks about having a party. I didn't care. Everyone that didn't care, about the whole stay away from each other thing came. And we had a great group of people. And then I remembered that Eustace told me when I first met him that he did the same thing for his wife. So Alyssa was like, wait, I'm sorry. Your husband did that to you too? And I was like, yeah, he did. And you guys did it together. And I swear the videos I have of that, it looks like the two of you rehearsed it together.
Because we're good like that.
You two hit that.
That's what happens when you have rhythm and you can dance and you can just go with the flow of the music.
I mean, the two of you, Alyssa and I were dying. We were like, did they practice this earlier today or something? No. Were they hanging out without us? It was so funny, and I just loved that. I got to see it again at my 30th birthday, so almost 5 years later.
Yeah.
I got to see it again, so it was worth it.
It was cool. It was fun.
It was.
But yeah, so back to Becca's fight. For y'all who didn't see it, she did win. She won in the second round, probably with 30 seconds left.
Yes.
Maybe, something like that. And with a rear naked choke. Choked the girl out, made her tap. And that was that.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. Because if she would have left it up to the judges, who knows what.
Yeah. I mean, based on how it should have been scored, those 2 rounds would have been hers anyway.
Oh, definitely.
However, bias is always involved.
Exactly.
Everywhere you go.
They'll make up something.
There's politicking in every sport, no matter what you want to say. So
right. That's why you got to finish it.
Yeah, you have to finish it, and she knew that, and that's what she did. I mean, The second I saw that she had the opportunity to take her back, and I'm sitting there screaming at the TV, take her back, take her back. I saw her moving for it.
Yeah, and there was a point where I thought she was going to get an arm bar because she had her arm like in that position.
She was kind of, and I feel like she might have gone for it, but then I think she realized like, oh, it's way too easy to take her back right now, because it was. Yeah. She was wide open for it. She didn't even try to like, and she may have been at that point trying too hard to protect her arm from an arm bar, not thinking about, I don't want to go on my back and let her take, like, I don't want to end up in that position. She didn't even kind of move herself, so I was like, okay, your back is wide open. There's plenty of space for her to just climb behind you.
Yeah, and you got to capitalize on that. Right.
Once she set herself up, like, it was done.
Because the higher than she gets up, you know, those moments are only going to be open for a split second.
Yes.
But, you know, it's not going to be like her just sitting there leaving her back open. Hey, here, take it.
Yeah.
You know, the more experienced fighters that she gets, like those moments are they're gonna be hard to find.
Yeah.
So.
Which is why.
But I think she's getting better with every single fight.
Yep.
You know, I'm just hoping that she's fight again.
Learning more and more. Yeah. Every single time.
Yeah, if she can get at least like one more fight this year.
Yeah. It's not great for my heart, but it's good for her.
Yeah, I mean it's stressful.
It's stressful when you're. I don't know why it's so stressful.
It's because you want to see her succeed and you want to see her do well and you want to, you know, it's our friend and you just want her, I don't know.
I don't know. I think for me, it's like I was there, like, when I first started at the karate school, Becca had been there for a few months and she had just gotten the idea of fighting into her head. Mm-hmm. So when Sean was trying to sell me on the school, which I didn't need to be sold, I was going to go anyway. When Sean was trying to sell me on the school, he's like, we actually have a girl that's training to be a cage fighter. And I was like MMA? Like when he said cage fighter, I was kind of like, what kind of cages we talking about, sir? And then he's like, yeah, you know, she wants to do MMA. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, that's really cool. And I didn't get to meet her until... it was months later, and I was like, and at the time she thought I was her age or younger, so she had no idea I was older than her. She's like, oh, we're a lot closer in age than I thought, and you're older than me. I was like, yeah. And when we became partners in jiu-jitsu and stuff, and it was just like, you know, and I did traditional and she didn't, then she joined traditional and then I stopped everything, but I was kind of there on the mats with her through the beginning. Right. And she always had a natural talent for it. Her memory is ridiculous. Like, I needed to see a demonstration 6 times and she was able to do it once. Yeah. And I'm like, this is so unfair. But, you know, and then just being a part of the creation of it, giving her the nickname, the Giraffe, like, it's all a part of, you know, it's just crazy. And, like, knowing that she's scheduled a tattoo appointment to get her giraffe on her. Did she? Yes, the appointment scheduled, and I was like, oh shit, like, this is there real. Like, I'm going to be a part of your body for the rest of your life. So, weird. Like, get used to it. Yeah. Like, but it's okay, because people probably already think we're together, because the first thing she said after her fight was, Heather, I love you. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all good. But you know what? That's what best friends do. Like, we're just, you know, I wish I could have been there, you know, but it was equally as amazing to watch it on TV.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought me into it because, you know, I found that I love training someone that knows what they want. Yep. You know, after training so many people that just like...
that don't listen.
They don't want to listen. They want something, but they don't want to do the work for it. Yep.
And she's not afraid to ask you questions when she's on her own doing stuff. Right. And the fact that she's even doing stuff on her own. She does stuff on her own. She's not relying on just like a trainer. Oh, I have a trainer, so I'm good once a week. No. Right. And that's how a lot of people are. They're like, oh, I see a personal trainer.
Right. It's like, it's not about seeing it. Yeah. I mean, it's more than that.
You have to do things on your own. You have to follow through. And watching her learn the gym, because I remember I was teaching her stuff in the gym. Right. Years ago, and it's like, holy shit, like, now you've got abs and I'm Potato Head. Like, that's what happened. Like, it's just crazy to watch the evolution of her. And I just couldn't be more proud. I really couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, and this is only the beginning of a new journey.
I know.
That's
this
all
is
it
only
is.
fight 1.
Right.
Like, this isn't, it's just crazy to
And
think.
now this is like her career now.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's
so
wild.
it's going to be fun to be a part of, and I'm excited.
Yes. You know, at the end of the fight, watching Kirsty scream, "That's my Aunt Becca!" Yeah. Like, it's just crazy. And all the kids were like, the kids are like, "Mine too." Like, Nico's like, "Yo, that's our aunt." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "Yeah, like, your real aunt can't do anything for you, but, like, she got this, so she gonna cover for me." Cause
you do things in other ways, though. It's different.
I got the house for you to hang out at while we watch her do good things. You know what I mean? Like, I brought the food for you so you can eat while you watch her dominate the cage.
Right.
Because she definitely did. Retweet. Sorry, guys.
You can retweet that.
I've been watching way too much Chrisley Knows Best. I love that show. But here's a topic for you. Just slight one. It's just a couple minutes on them. I find it insane that... So the very first episode of that show... Now, it's been a long time since I watched the early seasons. It came out, I don't even know how long ago. I mean, 2 noses ago for Savannah.
Yeah.
So... that show, in the very first episode, they talk about their worth. Like, their net worth. Right. He talks about the dollar amounts. Like, they were worth, like, $35.4 million or something at the time. Then they downsized because they weren't going to need as much space because Savannah and Chase were going to eventually be leaving to go to college. But at the end of season 1, they were talking so much about the creation of their department store.
Right. They
were working on Chrisley Fashions or something like that. Chrisley Designs. I don't know what it was called, but they were going to have their own department store. And the entire first season, at least some part of the episode mentioned it. Second season, they're downsizing their home, and there's no mention of the store again. So I looked it up to see what happened, and all these articles try and speculate. They're like, yeah, the store never happened. Whatever it was back then, like, just
that was the probably
fizzled
when it was
out.
Going through the lawsuit.
And I don't know when the lawsuit started because I don't remember when the show started. I didn't look at the year, but I think the lawsuit started maybe in 2012, which is possibly when the show started.
Right, that was probably around that time.
So there's no more store, and then the houses keep getting smaller as they keep moving.
Yeah. They're
worth around $250,000 right now. I looked up his net worth.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
Right.
I was like, oh,
what lawsuits do to you?
That is like...
Guess what? It's better than jail.
That is like riches to rags in their eyes, but they're still happy people.
Yeah, I think they'll. I think eventually they'll get back to it. If you can get there once, you can get there again.
Each of them, well, depending on how their reputation is, you know what I mean? But each of the kids has created their own brand of something.
Right.
Like Savannah has a makeup line.
Yeah.
And Chase has candles. Like, he legitimately loved candles that much. He's like a freak like you. So there's an episode at some point where he talks about how much he loves candles, and then it kept coming up, like him randomly buying candles, and everyone's like, you don't need... He's like, a nice candle is just nice to have. It's like calming. And then he went to a candle making shop with his friend to try and like learn how to make candles, and then just not that long ago, it was on his Instagram, pictures of his candles that he created. He's like, it's finally come true. I'm like, Jesus. He really went through with it and made a candle company.
See, if I were to do
But they're expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to do it, I would try candles in different shapes. It wouldn't just be in the little, like, thing, like,
yeah,
they
but how
come
you gonna
down.
do that?
I don't know. Find a candle maker.
Yeah. But you gotta have the glass to fit around it, otherwise the wax is just gonna melt on the table.
Yeah, if you can create custom wax in a candle, you can create custom glass.
Well, why don't you just get glass and then fill it with wax, and then it is a custom candle? You just have to create the scent. That's the only thing that's gonna be custom about it.
No, that's stupid. That's different.
It's not, though.
It would make it different if it was a different shape and, like, say, I don't know, say like the Nike sign or something. You know what I'm saying?
And it smells like feet.
And it smells like, I don't know, like
a brand new shoe. Sneakerheads everywhere would go.
That's what I'm saying.
Go crazy for that.
That's what I'm saying, because it's creative and it smells good. It's
yeah,
not just a regular candle. Like,
that's the thing. You'd have to get the rights to logos like that if you were trying to do that. Like,
no, that's just an example. I'm not saying that's what it would be.
Coffee mug with, but I'm sure these already exist with a candle that smells like coffee.
For a pumpkin, get a pumpkin one, but it looks like a pumpkin.
Those exist. I've seen them. Yeah.
Well, I would do something different.
Okay.
Never mind.
I don't know.
Scratch that idea.
I don't think this idea is going to pan out. Maybe we should look somewhere else. What else do you like?
I don't know.
I don't think that's the answer. That was a solid try, though.
I don't know. I thought I had something and I was going for it.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to go to some place like Marshall's or TJ Maxx. And when you start going through like their home goods section, you realize that all those things already exist. Someone out there already created some weird looking candle that smells like, I don't know.
Yeah, they need a candle that smells like Hot Topic.
You like that smell in there?
Yeah.
It's almost like pleather and
pleather and grunge.
Yeah.
That's what it smells like. I like it. I like that smell.
Do you know how terrified I was of that store when I was younger? I
was mad because they changed it to that from the arcade.
Is that where the arcade was?
Yeah. It was out in the food court.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
On the corner. Yeah, it used to be the arcade and they changed it to a Hot Topic and I was like, what the hell is this?
But then you liked it, right?
But then, then I found out what they had and stuff like that and I started getting into it.
Early in the Hot Topic days, there was like true goth kids.
Oh yeah, that was real. Mall that was real stuff.
With their like chains hanging down off their baggy black pants and their heavy combat boots and shit.
I was friends with those
combat boots were like cool to wear anytime. For all the, basic bitches out there taking a picture with their Starbucks and their combat boots. Hey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those kids legitimately frightened me, and they wanted to, though. Like, if you were any type of...
I was friends with those guys.
See, I know. See, even if you were, like, into, like, the skater stuff, you were more, like... So, I could listen to that music, but I didn't dress like that.
Yeah.
Because the second I wore anything like skater brand, like the first time I got Etnies, I can't tell you how many of my friends were like, oh my God, you're such a poser.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then like I never wore band t-shirts. That just was not my thing.
Right.
Like whatever. I totally would now though, I guess, because I'm an adult and I just don't give a fuck. But so I was like, okay, I'd wear like an Etnies shirt or like, oh God, I had this one shirt that was my favorite and I'm blanking on.
Was it a skate brand?
Yes. Oh my God.
Vans?
No.
Etnies, Globe, DVS.
I can picture the logo and everything.
Osiris.
Oh no.
Birdhouse.
It's gonna kill me. It's gonna come to me at a random time. I'm gonna be like.
What else? A Spitfire.
I don't know.
I just named a lot of them, so I don't know.
Whatever. I'll look it up later, but it had thumb holes, and it was like a T-shirt with like the fake
I had
long
one like
sleeve
that.
shirt, and I would wear it all the time, like all the time.
Billabong?
No,
okay.
It wasn't that basic. See, I was like above Billabong.
Oh, okay.
Like I had some tank tops that were, but you couldn't really tell they were.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like, because Billabong was a lot more surfer at the time. Like when you went into PacSun.
Right.
Like,
PacSun was surfer stuff.
Right, but it also had skater stuff too, and I shopped in there a lot. Because they also covered like the preppy. And in order to fit in with the people I hung out with, I needed the preppy side of me. So Abercrombie, I owned the entire store.
Yeah.
My mom had no trouble going in there and dropping $1 million on everything.
No, I never went to Abercrombie. I think I went to Aeropostale.
Yeah.
But most of the time I went to PacSun, Hot Topic, Kmart.
I have on good authority that you used to wear Hollister. I've seen pictures.
Oh, that was high school though.
Yeah.
That wasn't middle school.
I'm talking both for me.
Oh, okay.
Middle school I wasn't. Middle school was Aeropostale or Aeropostale, however that. however you say it.
I don't say Aeropostale.
Okay, well, I don't know how you
Aeropostale.
Aeropostale. I don't know if I'm saying that right because Ben can't pronounce any word.
I don't know. I had so many different personalities back then.
I think it's crazy because I did too. I went through so many phases where I was like, but see, the other thing was my personality didn't change. My clothes did. My personality didn't. Right. And people constantly be like, "What are you?" I'm like, "I'm Heather." Like, what would you like me to be?
See, I didn't figure that out till later. Everyone was like, "Oh, I'm Skater. I'm like Wigger, or whatever." Like, I didn't even know what to call myself. Like, one week I wore like baggy white tees with Air Force Ones.
Oh, same.
And then the next week,
did you do the roll up of the sleeve with another one underneath?
No, not stupid.
No, it wasn't.
The next week, I would wear globes with like tight pants and like tight shirts and stuff like that. And
I had bought these. So Converse had come out with, I forget the actual, like the name they had come up with for it, but they had come up with this shoe that looked very similar to, I think it was called the Converse Weapon, actually is what it was called. And they were all white. They looked a lot like Air Force Ones, but they had like a shininess to them. Mm-hmm. And I got made fun of so much for those. And I was like, I like Converse, thank you very much. So hop off my shoes. My teacher used to call me out on them. He's like, what are those? And I was like, Converse Weapons. And he's like, oh yeah? I was like, yeah, leave me alone, okay? Mm-hmm. And like Ariel was the only one who truly did not care. Yeah. I mean, she's like, I like them. I think they look cute on her.
You know what I liked? And then I think this is a reason, because all my friends skateboarded, right? So I tried that for a little bit, and I hated it. So I think one time I was watching inline skaters, and they dressed like I did. Like, they wore baggy jeans. They wore, like, the big white tees, and, like, they wore Air Force One, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. You know, so I felt more of a connection to inline skaters than I did skateboarders, because they dressed two different ways. So, and coming from where I grew up, you know what I mean? Which is like, that's why I dressed the way I did, because that's how we dressed there around my neighborhood. But then at school, it was a totally different group.
Yep.
You know, so I wish I would have realized.
A boy that lived in the hood going to a Christian school, like, that transition could not have been that easy as far as like.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is the thing, what people get wrong about Christian schools is like, it doesn't seem that Christian. It doesn't seem like that at all, because me and my friends didn't act like that. Even though we went to church together, we went to school together, we did everything together. You know, we weren't doing nothing that other public school kids weren't doing. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all have gang fights in the parking lot?
Yeah, that's why our church had to stop having carnivals.
That was from the public being open to it, not because the kids from that school did it. I'm talking about.
No, there's no fights. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but I'm saying we still talk the same. Like, we talked how we wanted. We were cursing and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's not a lot of fights because there's not that many people. Everyone knows each other. In public school, not everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's more, there's going to be fights more often.
Yeah.
You know, so if someone looks at you the wrong way or whatever, you know, and I went to public school for summer school. Tell you what, I got scared the first day.
You should have been.
Because I walked into William Penn. I was like, oh shit, here we go. You know, I was like, just look at the ground. Don't look at nobody, because I don't know how they're going to act. But summer school is different.
Dude, I was scared every time I went to school. Because they would make up like these urban legends about what they did as far as hazing for 6th graders going into Stanton. Right. And then freshmen going into McCain. Yeah. I was like, nah, that ain't gonna happen to me. Yeah. And then I was like, it's not happening to anyone. You people are dumb. Because I had friends who would have older siblings that went to school and they would tell us these stories. I'm like, oh, really? Oh. And then I was terrified. And me and my friends would be like, oh my God, we're not going to make it. Like, we're going to have to hold hands and never go to the bathroom alone and like all this shit. And then I was like, y'all lied to us. There's nothing like that.
I know.
The fights would happen, and like we would just stand up on the tables and watch. The fights would be in the hallway, and it became so routine that we would all go, "Oh, fight! All right, let's go that way. Let's go down the C hallway instead." Like we just would like reroute. Like someone's pass hair in the hallway, like on the floor all the time. Like, and then out in the parking lot, there was only a few times I watched a few fights where it was like either I couldn't leave the parking lot or it was somebody I knew, and I was like, oh. So, but there was only a couple of those that I really like cared about. Other fights, it was a big like all-out war, like it's about to be a outsiders type brawl.
I wonder if high school is the same way now.
Dude, I don't even know. With the way the world is, it might be very segregated right now and very upsetting.
Yeah, but it's kids though.
Yeah, but
kids don't act the same way. They don't act the same way towards politics. They don't act the same way towards the news because kids don't really watch the news.
This generation
they listen to their parents.
Is listening to their parents, and that's what's wrong.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
know the kids that, I'm with the Red Lion, so, I mean, it's not going to be, like, crazy different, but it's a lot different than when I went.
I know that...
Because we were more like a public school, it seemed like.
I know that, the rankings for, as far as, like, they'll rank schools every year, like, within the school system. McKean was ranked really...
low.
Decently better than in the past. But
yeah, they're not gonna rank that well.
They were better than Dickinson, which was something. At least I think they were. But at this age, you're friends with people on Facebook that have kids that are,
not to be mean or anything, but it's just like those two schools. It's just like, what are you doing? What are they good at? They're not good at sports. Are they good at academics?
No, that's why they're ranked so low.
It's like they're ranked low at everything.
That's the problem. There's not enough kids, no offense, like me, that went there. So, like, the honors and AP classes that I was in, there was only, 30 plus of us per class, like, in that classroom.
Right.
Which seems like a large class to you, but
yeah,
it's like 30 kids.
That's a huge class to me.
30 kids in a classroom. That 30 of us pretty much went to each class together, and some classes would have, like, an older student in it. Like, my freshman year, I was in Algebra 2. Well, that class was filled with...
Your freshman year?
Yeah. Because I took Algebra 1 in 8th grade. What? Don't be a hater. I was smart. There's nothing you can do about that. I took a test.
I was in Algebra 2 my senior year.
Yeah, well,
but I got kicked out.
Yeah, well.
Because they didn't think I would do well.
Let's look at you and let's look at me. It's okay.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Okay.
You're pretty and I'm smart.
I'm smart in different things.
No,
I'm not smart in algebra. You don't even use algebra in regular life.
Actually, I do because I help my nephew do his homework. Thank you.
That's not the same. I'm talking about in everyday life. If you go to the grocery store, do you ever have to do algebra?
No,
if you have to pay bills, do you have to use algebra?
I can't even do basic math on my own.
That's what I'm saying. What's the point of it?
But I can still solve an algebraic equation.
For what?
Makes no sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. For what, though? Like, unless you're going to be like a
math teacher?
A NASA worker? Engineer? Do they even use algebra?
I'm not 100% sure.
I don't even know.
Algebra leads into calculus, which I didn't do great in, so...
I wasn't even close to that. I took Algebra 1 Part 1 in 9th grade, Algebra 1 Part 2 in 10th grade. There is no
Part 2 in public school. It's either Algebra 1 or you're done.
I know, because they want to get you as quick out as there as possible. In Christian school, we take our time.
Did you say 8th grade and then 9th grade? Is that what you said? Or 9th grade?
No, I said 9th and 10th.
Oh.
I know. I was in special classes. Yeah. And so junior year, I took geometry. And then I had to go to summer school for that. And then senior year, I started in Algebra 2. But then they kicked me out saying, he's not going to do well in this. So we might want to switch his,
And that's the problem.
So they kicked me out. That quit. But then they put me in accounting, which I fucking flourished.
I'm so proud of you.
Like, I did better than the smart kids.
Wow. That's something.
So I was like, put me in real life situations and I'll do better than all these book smart people.
And see, my thing was, it just came naturally to me. I was able to retain it and learn it. And I consider myself very blessed to have been able to do all that. But part of me wishes that, now I'm grateful because it allowed me to make it as far as I did and end up, I don't know, it made me who I was and gave me the friends I had and stuff. Yeah. But it's like, part of me wishes, like, when they told me I had epilepsy and the type I had, it should have started when I was really little. Mm-hmm. It's rare as hell in adults. Right. You don't find it in adults. Mine should have started and caused all these developmental delays. I should not have been...
No, it just made you better.
...as good in school as I was. I should have had a really hard time learning to walk, talk, do basic things. And here I was doing really well until I became an adult. And now I can't retain things without writing it down. I don't remember things. I repeat myself all the time. And you think it's an excuse, and I swear to you it's not. It is 100% like... oh my God, like, I know I wrote that. And people at work are like, we just talked about that. And I'm like, no, did we? And then Becca will be like, you told me that story yesterday. I'm like, did I? I'm like, oh.
I do the same exact things.
You think even worse. You do.
But no, I do.
I don't think you understand what brain fog is. It's a real
thing. I know.
Thing.
I live in it.
No, you don't.
I do live in it. I'm telling you.
Whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to argue
with this. It might be, this is the thing though. It's so different for you because it's not who you were. I've been the way I am my whole life.
Correct. So your whole life, you've been living in whatever world. And ADD medication probably didn't help you.
No. Well, I mean, it did, but I didn't like it.
It probably ruined you.
It made me a zombie, even though I focused.
Correct. There started the brain fog. But for me, it developed later. It was like it was slowly and then all of a sudden.
Right.
I couldn't retain things I read anymore. I couldn't remember things. I couldn't learn things the way that I used to, except for in certain classes in college where anything with nutrition, strength and conditioning, all of those classes, my exercise science stuff, I was retaining it. And I think part of it was because I kind of already knew it because I was already in the gym all the time. And it was kind of like stuff I learned on my own. So it was like, just reinforcing it and constantly having to do projects on it, just like hammered it in. Basic classes, I was struggling. I couldn't remember a poem. Okay. I had to recite a poem.
But you have to know that's fine.
I understand it's fine.
You're allowed to not remember stuff.
I just hated that everything was so easy as far as retention and just basic knowledge. And then I grew up and it just slowly went away. And now I'm like, I feel dumb a lot of times. Just like, how did I get here?
But you're not, because there's a lot of dumb people out there.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Like, and trust me, like, you're not even close.
I know. I just
I talk to a lot of them.
I know you do. Love hearing the stories. I don't know. It's just one of those things where like you think about where you were and you're like, Jesus, what happened to me?
But maybe that was meant to happen, because you had, maybe it was just to wait for me to say like, hey, like I have someone on the way to be there for you at every time you need something. Yeah. So that's why I'm going to make it, like God said, like I'm going to wait until you're older to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, because looking back, my parents could have handled that.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, imagine if you did have it when you were younger.
My mom would have been in an early grave.
Right. And thinking about how stressful it would have been.
So would my siblings. They would not have been okay.
Right. And it's a lot easier to handle it when you're older.
Yeah. I mean, my mom's still a basket case, but it's fine.
Right. I mean, it's not easy to see it. Trust me. I mean, I've seen it plenty of times. Yeah, but I just handled things different.
She hasn't even seen it. Yeah. She just imagines it and thinks about it and dwells on it. and she's so scared about what I go through and the medication I take, and she Googles my medicine, like trying to see what the side effects are. I'm like, even I don't do that because I don't care. Like, if this is what's stopping my seizures, then that's what it is. If this is what's helping me even just a little bit, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Like, I'll deal with being tired. I'll deal with my sodium being low. I'll deal with weight gain. I'll deal with, all those things because I have to. I'm doing my best to not have to. It's not one of those things that I could suddenly change. What are you doing?
I'm struggling. Well, I saw my camera wasn't in focus.
You're getting on my nerves. Stop.
I know. I'm trying to find a good spot. My camera wasn't in focus because I was leaning back, so it couldn't find me. Because I'm also wearing black and it matches the curtain.
You gotta stop wearing black in these. We've told you this already.
I know. Well, I have to talk to you about something after this. So.
Oh boy, is it something that's gonna cost us money that I don't want?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you probably don't want it, but it's not gonna cost us a lot of money.
Not a lot of money, but money.
No, it's not going to cost us, like $10.
You've already looked it up on Amazon.
No.
Okay.
Something like that.
Anyway, let's talk about something else, because I don't want to talk about this anymore. Hit me with something.
I don't even know what we were talking about. You brought up the epilepsy.
I was talking about how it, and then my mom, and then...
I was bringing up how dumb we were in high school.
I was
smart.
And
in school in general.
I was smart.
You're school smart.
I also had street smarts because I went to public school.
No, that's true too.
Yeah.
I didn't. I had stuff stolen from me and I got jumped. Yeah,
well, look where you lived.
I know, but it wasn't that air. It wasn't. Okay, yeah. I mean, it wasn't. It was the surrounding area.
Yes.
I lived in a good neighborhood, but the surrounding areas were bad.
You called that a good neighborhood?
I thought it was. We had no issues in the neighborhood. Like, in the neighborhood, no issues. You walked outside of it or people came in it, different story.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was the only time anything happened.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good neighborhood until the people from across the street come in. That's generally what happened.
People across the street?
Yeah, the apartments in the trailer park.
Oh, yeah,
We had a lot of problems with those kids when we were younger.
No, this neighborhood is totally different.
Then we had people like Robbie and Richie just dealing with that. Do what they gotta do. Like, okay, bye. But no, I don't know. I like our neighborhood. It's a little too quiet sometimes, but
it does get that way.
Like, it's creepy quiet sometimes.
It really is, and at night it's too dark. They need to put more lights out.
I'm gonna start putting lights out for people. I'm gonna get a street lamp, but they're expensive. I want to put lights on our driveway or something. Because, we have the sensor light, and we could put lights on out front, but I don't like having that, because then it's just, in the summer, it's like bugs. Just bugs everywhere. I just can't stand it. Yeah, the second you open your door, it's like, oh, there's a light? Let me just let all the moths in. And, then you're fighting with and mosquitoes. It's just, I hate it. But during the day, so, late afternoon when I finish work, I'll take Ziva for a walk. I usually eat, if I'm starving, I'll eat dinner first, and it's revert or vice versa. But I took her out yesterday and it was 6:30. Yeah. Still light out because, it's going to be summer. So, and we're walking and I was just besides the music coming out of my pocket, there is nothing going on.
That's how it was. Well, and actually, no, it was busy out today.
I was like, are people home? Are people around?
Yeah, it's weird.
Is anyone watching? Is this where I get abducted? If I didn't have a dog that looked so mean, people they're like, oh, she's so cute. But then some people are like, oh, she's big. Let's walk to the other side. I don't know that I would ever walk. Because I was just thinking about, if Ziva has her surgery and she's not allowed to go for walks, right. I have to walk on the treadmill. I don't want to do that. I hate the treadmill. I want to walk outside. And I want to take my dog. I'm certainly not going alone.
Yeah, I know.
And my parents can't walk fast enough, or my mother walks too fast. And I'm like, listen, lady. She's like, keep it up. I'm like, but why are we hustling?
I know. We don't
where
gotta
are you
be nowhere.
going?
Really, we ain't gotta be nowhere.
We're just trying to go. Is this too fast for you? Are you going to have a seizure?
So today, when we went out, it was, what was it? Like 9 o'clock maybe? And it was busy. And I was like, what is everyone doing? I was like, go to work. You know? And so we were walking down this one road and these 2 women were out talking. I was like, oh, great. And because I'm always like, I'm like, are they going to tell me to put a mask on or something? Like, do I have to hear this?
You're not going to hear that outdoors. You're not.
You don't know that. I don't know. Because everyone's different.
Because you know what?
But this one woman, so I passed, and the one woman looked like a nurse or whatever. She was dressed like one. And she looked like she looked like she would be a Karen. And I was just like, oh, geez. So she was like, I guess she couldn't see me, so she was like, hi, how are you? And I was like, great, how are you? Like, I put my white voice. You know what I mean?
Your customer service voice.
My customer service voice.
No, every person I see outside in our neighborhood is not wearing a mask. Every single one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a smart thing to do, but you always have that one person.
And the thing is,
freaks out.
You hear that, and you just keep walking.
That's what I would do anyway.
You don't have to say a word back. You don't say okay. You don't acknowledge them. You pretend you didn't hear a damn thing they said. I would, and I'll just be like...
I'll be like this.
Singing along with my song.
I'll be like, okay, I'm holding my breath.
This when you just pretend sneeze on people. That's just how annoyed I get with that. But anyway. I can't talk about masks. It gets me angry.
Okay, what can you talk about?
I can talk about a lot of things.
Really? Because every time we talk about something, I can't talk about that.
What?
That makes me angry. That makes me cry. That makes me...
Oh my God. Why do you ask me to be on here then?
Because you get mad when I don't.
Find a real person if you think that I suck.
Does that hurt my feelings?
No, it doesn't. It hurts mine.
Why?
Because you don't want me here.
I didn't even say that.
You think that everything upsets me. This is upsetting me. Telling me that everything upsets me. I was trying to end a topic before we spend too much time on it. I'm like, all right, okay, we're done with this.
I wasn't going to spend time on it. I just brought up that story.
Okay.
I wasn't even going to talk about that.
We were talking about how quiet our neighborhood is.
Yeah.
Not as quiet as the creepy house around the corner that I am going to find out who lives there one day.
It has a bunch of mail in their mailbox.
I'm telling you. And the house is literally falling apart. And Ziva always wants to sniff the lawn, but it looks like their whole lawn is poison ivy instead of actual grass. It's like some sort of weird plant and a bunch of dead tree branches. And yesterday, there was a little black cat sitting on the stairs on the side door.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ziva, please don't look sideways. Please don't look. Because I did not want her to start like...
Yeah, she'll perk up and try and go after it.
Or the cat to like bolt across the street and her to like drag me out there. I'm like, she's usually good about, staying with me and just not, like if I pull on her even a little bit, she waits and guides herself back. She's like, oh, gotta walk with mommy. So she's pretty good about that. There's certain scents that she'll pick up and she's like, sorry, mom, this is all me. Like, and she just pulls me off to the side. But usually if I just say, come on, let's go. And she just gets up and goes. But I will say, anytime she squats, I get scared. And I'm like, that better be a pee.
I think, no, she just pees to leave her mark.
She pees, and then she'll do like a quick pee. And then she comes home and goes to the bathroom. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, she'll pee to like leave her mark or whatever.
I am not carrying poop through the neighborhood. I'm just not doing it.
You carry that bag with you?
I don't carry a bag.
Oh, you should. Just in case. Yeah, because you don't want to be that person.
I know. I yell at those people.
I know. Same. I don't, but... I
do. Penny did. Penny rolled her window down.
Yeah, but that dude don't
She was like, you gonna pick that up? He looked at her like... And she goes, because you can't leave your dog's poop in someone else's yard.
Yeah, it's gross.
And he just was like, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Like, he didn't know.
Yeah, I don't care.
And she drove away. She was like, okay, I guess he's not gonna... pick that up. I was like, no, he doesn't seem the type. But I've only left
people are losers, man.
I've only left Ziva's poop out one time. It was like
in someone's yard?
2 years ago. It was near the curb. She went way out, so I just left
She
it.
did it outside?
Yes.
Oh, she's never done that with me.
I know. She had never done it with me before either, so I was thrown off by the fact that she stopped. I thought she had to pee. And then she did, and I was like, oh, I am not prepared.
She does
for
at the
this.
park, and I leave it. I look around, see if anyone's there. And I'm like, nah, leave it for the grass.
I mean, I will leave it if it's that far out. If it's in someone's yard,
In someone's yard, I'm not going to leave it.
I'm going to end up dirtying
she
my
usually
shoe
don't
to
do
kick
that.
it somewhere.
She usually don't do that.
No, she doesn't. She's very much
She's ladylike, like me.
She is a lady. Yeah, like you. Will we have a bidet in our backyard too? So she can go with dignity.
Well, you want to talk about that? Because I'll go into that. There's signs to that people don't understand.
I love it too. I wish it wasn't cold water, but it's great.
It's not cold. It's regular.
No, it's a little chilly.
I don't know.
I don't think you have feeling down there.
I do have feeling. I have a lot of feeling down there.
Oh no.
But
can we talk?
no. Okay. What?
Can we talk about how Nico was playing with it and left it on the other night?
Yeah, he's weird. But
like,
the thing is,
don't play with the bidet, please.
The thing is, people are so into showering. People shower, right,
Yes.
to clean yourself,
Yes.
right, because you're dirty.
Yes.
Because you've been exposed to elements and you have all this bacteria and stuff all over you, so you want to take a shower to clean yourself, right? Imagine not doing that and just wiping yourself with a regular, not wet, just a regular towel. Like wiping yourself down with your towel without getting wet.
Well, let's just talk about it's not just the water that cleans you. It's whatever you use, and it's soap. So, soap does the cleaning, not the water.
What?
When you're in the shower
Right.
to get clean,
Right.
you're not just in there with water.
Right.
You're going to come out dirty.
Right.
You go in with water and soap.
Okay, so what?
So your argument...
You can't put soap on your butthole.
Okay, so the argument there is that it's not really the same. It's just
No, it is the same. You're wiping it with dry. You're spreading it.
I know,
it's
but that's
dry
why
paper.
That's why people created wipes, and that's just why
Right, but then
it
they can't.
happened.
But they made them stupid because you can't flush them.
I know, and so many people.
Like, what's the point of making those and you can't flush it? That's so dumb.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm pro bidet, so y'all can hop off.
No, I am pro bidet too. I'm not saying I'm not.
I'm just saying.
Goodness gracious,
I was hands free for such a long time, but then I started being a dabber.
You legitimately are more defensive over your bidet than anything else in life.
Yeah, I'll go to battle with that for that
I
stuff.
know. I'm well aware.
I don't know. I feel like a better person.
Tushy, if you're out there, we would love to be sponsored by you.
Yeah, okay.
We would put out ads and talk about clean butts all day.
But I feel like a better person.
I'm really glad that helps you feel better
like
every
that,
day.
So.
Hey, listen.
It makes
you're
me.
not the only one that comes to our
motivation.
house and uses it.
I know. It gives me motivation to do better every single day.
What?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing.
Because when you feel good, you look good, you do good.
It's a really weird thing to say about a bidet.
It is what it is. Got to take this podcast somewhere.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I wish you showered as often as you used the bidet.
This is the thing, too.
This is the thing.
You don't have to shower every day.
You don't have to.
It's actually bad for you.
You should shower every other day, though.
Right, that's what I do.
Do you?
I do. I shower like 3 times a week.
3 out of 7?
Yeah.
Could we make it 4?
Why is that bad? I should do 4 because I work out.
Yeah.
So I should at least do that.
Honestly,
but
you
I
should
have a natural good smell, so it's not like I smell after I work out.
Have you? Okay.
I do wear deodorant.
Listen.
Huh?
You think you have a natural good smell?
Yeah, after I work out.
I'm sorry.
I don't?
No.
Oh.
Close. You smell like a sopping wet dog. that was left out in the rain in a gutter.
Nah. The other day, what was it? No, when did Becca come over? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I smelled like waffles yesterday. I smelled my armpits.
You just don't like.
It smelled like you cooked a waffle and poured like hot syrup on it.
That makes me want to barf then. Like, ugh. I smelled you today when I gave you a hug. And I actually got a whiff of your armpit and had to pull back.
Yeah.
That's why I wear deodorant. And you worked out this morning, right?
I did, yeah.
And you wore deodorant? Didn't work.
No, I didn't wear deodorant. Okay. I don't put deodorant on until before I get ready for work.
Well, here's something that is true for people who work out. To avoid rashes and...
I have to shower, yeah, because I got acne on my back.
You should be showering after. You don't have to wash your hair or anything like that. You should be at least, like... I almost bought these, and part of me still wants to. Dude wipes were on sale the other day. I almost bought them because I know that someone like you would go for a basic wipe down with a dude wipe after a workout. And it would help you because they do smell good. And when I was not able to shower because I was in the hospital for those 10 days, those dude wipes saved my life. I felt cleaner. My hair obviously couldn't because of the EEG on my head, but my body felt clean, and I was so grateful for those dude wipes, and that's what Becca ordered for me, because she uses them after jiu-jitsu training up in Philly and stuff. Like, she would use them after she left there if she had to go somewhere or whatever. It was just a way to clean yourself because in between training and stuff, you smell, like, and you're also prone to all kinds of germs and rashes and grossness.
And COVID.
No. I'm just trying to say, for someone who's super sensitive to, like, the elements with, like, allergens and acne, you should be wiping it down. Just get rid of the smell and the grossness. Clean your sweat.
I don't know. I feel good about myself and my decisions in life.
I'm buying you some dude wipes.
Okay. I don't like that word.
You don't like the word wipe?
No.
Why?
Because it sounds dirty.
But it's a wipe.
I know. I don't know. It just sounds gross.
Do you want me to call it a dude moist towelette?
A dude
cleaner?
Towel.
A dude towel? Okay.
Yeah, just call it that.
It literally has a little bit of soap in it. Okay. You can see it. Like, will you use them?
No.
If I buy them, will you use them?
No.
Okay. Then...
I'd rather just take a shower.
Then start doing it.
I will. Give me some time.
How much time? You're never going to do it. I don't understand. You're disgusting. Well, I'm going to end the podcast because Ben's a hot mess.
Thank you.
Don't forget to visit stnutrition.com. Are we still running a promo right now?
No.
Nope. All right.
No, always strong, 10% off. Use strong, STRONG.
If you listen to the podcast, you'll hear that.
None y'all give a fuck. So
and if you care enough, you'll use the code STRONG, and you will get 10% off of your order for listening to this podcast. And thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with something. And if it's not me, it'll be somebody much more interesting, hopefully. It's been a pleasure, and we're out.